Hello there guys, it's SuperGT here and welcome to part 3 of my Project Cars career mode. So just to recap, in the last episode I was completing my karting season. That was my third season, so now I've progressed on to season 4 and I will be moving into cars, so I'm just accepting the Formula Rookie invitation. So we're just going to skip that and we're just going to get straight into the action. So I've qualified 4th on the grid for the first race. This is at Alton Park. So the Formula Rookie is essentially an entry-level series into cars, into open-wheel cars. So it's based. To me, it looks like it's based off of Formula Ford. Obviously, I guess they don't have the rights to call it Formula Ford in the game, so they're just going to call it Formula Rookie because it's, as I say, entry-level. So coming around the first corner here, we're in 4th place, side by side with 3rd. And we're going to turn into turn 2 and go flying off. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I think I got clipped from the side. So obviously that's not gone well. We're going to try again. And hopefully this time we can get away properly without flipping over. As we do. So the green lights go and we are safely away. I'm going to go over to the left here just to make sure I can maximise my entry into turn 1. I can carry quite a lot of speed through here. So obviously the handling mechanics are going to be a lot different in this race car than they are in a go-kart, quite a lot different. Although you could call this a big go-kart. I'm going to get smashed by that guy on the hairpin, but I'm going to go out wide, carry my speed through and maintain 2nd position. So now it's a matter of, can I gain on the leader? So breaking into this corner here. The car goes very light on me, so I'm going to have to hold off the throttle, make sure I don't spin out. You carry a lot of speed through here if you turn in very early. Use all of the curb on the exit to make sure you get a good run coming into the double right-hander. So get on the brakes nice and early. You don't have to hit the first apex, but the second apex or the second curve is what you want to get close to maximise your speed on the back straight going into the final turn. So I brake just after that, the white board on the left-hand side. I found that was a good place to brake. Again, you can carry a lot of speed on this track. There aren't too many. A lot of the corners are very open. You can carry a lot of speed through. For example, this one, brake quite late, turn in, wait for it to grip, and then carry your speed through quite nicely. Going into turn 2, obviously get to the right hand side after the kink. I like to turn in for a late apex. I don't quite get the apex there, but ideally you want a late apex going onto the straight, which is a good overtaking opportunity into the hairpin. So obviously I'm not close enough this lap, but I do go into the back of him. I thought I was going to be able to just about stop in time, but clearly not there. So, but that kind of shows me that I am able to get on the brakes late there on that corner. So despite hitting the back of my opponent, I can always use that to my advantage on the next lap. So I remember that I am good on the brakes into the hairpin. So I must remember that for lap 3 onwards, that is a possible overtaking opportunity. So coming around the double right-hander again, not quite enough coming out. It doesn't look like going into the final turn. There'll be quite a lunge from here. I'm going to go to the inside to make him think about it. Sometimes you can scare the AI into making a mistake, but this guy doesn't seem to want to make a mistake straight away. So as we go on to lap 3, going into turn 1, getting hooked up with the apex quite nicely, and again on the exit there's plenty of curb that you can take, and it's quite a nice curb. It's going into turn 2. He's going to brake quite late, go quite deep. I'm going to not take the greatest line because I did slow down quite a bit more than I should have done, and I'm quite far back, probably not close enough to go for a lunge into the hairpin. So I'm just going to stay behind here, but you can get a lot of speed out here, and he's going to cover the inside. I'm not quite able to use my momentum to get past him out of the hairpin, so I'm going to have to wait for another opportunity to get into the lead. So coming into this corner, it's very tricky, this corner. The curb is very nasty on the inside, really can unsettle the car quite a lot. He takes a very different line to me. I'll get over to the far left before taking the right-hander, which gives me a better run out onto this straight. And you can see I use my momentum to get into the lead, which is a quite good move. Quite clever to use my momentum in a different way to him. So going into the lead, I'd like to cover the inside just to make sure that he's not going to dive up me inside and try and overtake me back straight away. And then come again back into the last corner on the circuit. Quite a nice corner, this one. Flows very nicely. As you go down the dip and back up again as you sweep left, back on to the start finish straight, and we go on to lap 4. See if we can build our lead and get away from second place. Let me talk properly. A big portion of oversteer there. One thing I did notice with these cars, you mustn't turn in too much because they really do oversteer on entry if you do turn in a bit too much too quickly on the entry to the corners. So again, he's right behind me, so I'm going to just slightly cover the inside to make him think twice about diving up the inside. Cover the inside, make sure I don't swing out wide so he can't do a cutback on me as we come out of the corner. Just going to swing around that cone that's laying itself in the middle of the circuit. So again, coming into the double right-hander, seems like I've established a bit of a lead over second place now, and taking that very nicely. I'm getting a bit more consistency into the car. I did do the practice session before the qualifying, and I did get used to the car and the track, because obviously it's a new series, so I've got to make sure I'm accustomed to using the car, make sure I'm familiar with it. I ended up using this viewpoint. I think this viewpoint is very good because you get a nice panoramic view and you can see a bit more than if you use a cockpit view. Yes, I do know that I'm using a Wheelcam, so it does make sense to use a cockpit camera, I suppose, but I'll settle with this one. This viewpoint seemed quite comfortable in the end, so I will probably stick with this one for the rest of the series. And I can tell you something like right now, I mean, my first initial opinion on the game was very bad. I can link you to my very first video that I made on this game, or you can check my channel for that. And my first opinion was really bad on this game. I really was not enjoying it at all. But I can tell you, this race here was some of the best fun I've had on a racing game in a long time. It really did feel genuine that I was in a race, that I really had to put the work in. And using this Thrustmaster wheel, again, it really does feel immersive, and it really does feel like you're in the game, like you're in a proper race, and you're putting the physical effort in. I was actually sweating a little bit after this game. I know it is hot in this country at the moment, but I was putting a lot of effort in, and you do get a bit of a workout, if I'm honest, with the force feedback on the wheel. But we're going to round the final corner here, and it looks like we're going to take our first victory in the first race. So that was from 4th position, was pretty good. This is on 90 AI, which is quite high, so maybe I have to move up, but for now we'll keep on 90. That is pretty high, so we can see what we can do in the next race. So I hope you can join me for my next episode, which will be the reverse race of this one. So what can we do from the back of the grid? So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure you tune in for the next video. Hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.